What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I will once again be reviewing a beer from the Witch's Hat Brewing Company, and they're out of South Lyon, Michigan, and this is their Night Fury, the vanilla bean variant. So they are calling this an Imperial Stout brewed with molasses and lactose and then aged in bourbon barrels with whole vanilla beans added. Comes in at 13.5% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed at the time of review. This bottle is just under 4 months old. And I'm going to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a good friend of mine and a viewer of the channel, Jeff, aka NoJinx, for hooking me up with this one. I'll post a link in the description box to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains not only this Night Fury variant, but all three that he sent my way, along with a bunch of other awesome beers, because Jeff is a great dude. So thank you once again, Jeff. I do appreciate it. So I did the Nothing But Nibs version last week, the variant, and man, that was like under the radar type of Imperial Stout to me, because it was absolutely delicious. So close to 5 out of 5. It just kind of came out of left field. And yeah, so I did that one last week. I have this one this week, and then next week I have their tracks. But yeah, vanilla bean barrel-aged beers are usually my jam. I really like vanilla, and I can't wait to get into this one. So let's crack it open, give it a pour. I have the hashtag proper glassware, the Night Fury TQ from Witch's Hat. Huge thanks to Chris over at Off the 10th and Ewart, aka Teku Murray, for hooking me up with this glass. It came from Chris via Ewart, and I owe Chris a other half TQ at some point. So anyway, let's give this a pour. Yeah, just like the, I was going to say just like the Nothing But Nib, very dark, but when I started pouring it, it was a little bit lighter than that one. It's going to come off on camera as pitch black. I already know that, because it kind of is pitch black in the glass. When I was pouring it, though, it was more like a really dark brown with some mahogany tints. But yeah, pitch black. About a half finger of a really creamy, dark brown looking head. A lot of alcohol legs. This looks almost identical to the Nothing But Nib version, honestly. Almost spot on. Let's get a nose. Yeah, this actually smells very, very akin to that one, too. As it opens up in the glass, definitely getting more vanilla, but there's a lot of chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, sweeter chocolate, this one. The barrel, just like the Nothing But Nib version, it's very subdued and mild. It's noticeable, but it's not the predominant note. Nice, roasty, like more like caramelized sugar. I was going to say like roasty sugar, which I guess that really doesn't make sense, but it says like a burnt sugar to it, like brown sugar, caramelized sugar, kind of has that nose. Really sweet. But that vanilla is really prominent, so is the chocolate, a little bit of barrel, oak tannins as well. But man, that, like, I imagine it's the molasses more than anything in this nose, but like that caramelized sugar, that burnt sugar, the brown sugar is very, very prevalent. Yeah, it smells really good. It smells just as good as the Nothing But Nibs variant, but when I tasted that one, it was like on a whole nother level. That kind of blew my mind, so I'm hoping this one is much of the same. Cheers, everybody, and thanks again, Jeff. You know, when it comes to noses on these, at least these two, this one and Nothing But Nibs, you really can't count on them. You know why? They're awesome, but the taste is amazing. This is tons of vanilla. Oh yeah, you can tell like vanilla bean in here. Big blast of vanilla up front, really sweet. It's mixing in with chocolate, a little bit of coffee, almost giving me like a vanilla like latte vibe. As it passes through the palate though, the barrel presence comes to the forefront. Kind of happened almost identical with the Nothing But Nibs version, where halfway through the palate, the oak portion of the show comes to the forefront, and it's like oak tannin, really dry, about halfway, 2/3 of the way through the palate. Finishes relatively dry. It's still sweet, but there's so much of that oak tannin, like dryness, slight bitterness, that kind of offsets that sweetness. The body is just like the Nothing But Nib version, kind of medium full body, so a bit thin at 13.5%, but okay by me. I mean, it is a touch thin, but I can live with it. The mouthfeel with this one is just, it's very, again, akin, similar to the Nothing But Nib version. Super soft, smooth, and creamy. I feel like that lactose is playing a huge role here. It's from the vanilla beans to the lactose. I think the intensity of the vanilla on this one is kind of just you know, from both sources, not just because when I get lactose in my beers, It really gives me a prominent vanilla vibe to it. And that's what I'm getting in this one. Obviously, this is vanilla beans, but I think both of them go hand in hand and are just producing a very intense vanilla profile. At 13.5%, I think I said it on the Nothing But Nibs, but this drink's like 10. Maybe a little bit boozier than the Nothing But Nibs, maybe like 10.5, 11, but nowhere near 13.5%. So the drinkability on this one is actually quite scary, just like the Nothing But Nibs version. It's just kind of mind-blowing to me. I don't know, this is crazy. I will say, I don't think I like this as much as the Nothing But Nibs version, because in that beer, I was getting a toasted coconut from the barrel. And this one, I think the vanilla kind of just dominates, which isn't a bad thing because I like vanilla, but it doesn't have a huge complexity. That burnt sugar, that molasses and whatnot, that was really on the nose. In the taste, I'm getting more of a coffee roast, but really no molasses, no brown sugar, no caramelized sugar, no burnt sugar. It's really about the coffee, really about the vanilla chocolate and the coffee, and then that oaky tannin presence halfway to pretty much the rest of the palate. Yeah, it's a winner though. I mean, this is delicious. I'm going to have no problems drinking the rest of this. Might actually save some of this for Average Pops and let him get into it. I think this is one he really likes vanilla. He really likes vanilla, and I think that he would enjoy this one, especially since you really can't taste the booze on it. So I gave the Nothing But Nibs variant a high 4.75. I think I gave it a 4.85 out of 5. Can't go that high with this beer, but I'm going to give the Night Fury Vanilla Bean variant from Witch's Hat, I'm going to give this a high 4.5 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.65 out of 5. We'll go 4.65 out of 5 for Witch's Hat's Night Fury Vanilla Bean. It's a delicious beer. I mean, I've had so many different variants from them, but now sitting down and getting a chance to drink an entire bottle, courtesy of Jeff, both of the Nothing But Nibs and this one, and then obviously the tracks that I'll be reviewing next week. I'm so pumped up because these are absolutely delicious. And yeah, Witch's Hat knows what they're doing when it comes to barrel-aged beers, especially the Night Fury. So once again, that was Night Fury Vanilla Bean from Witch's Hat, 4.65 out of 5. If you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. Price and availability, Jeff, let me know what you paid for it. I speculated on the chocolate version, the Nothing But Nibs version, probably at least $7 a bottle, probably somewhere in the $7 to $10 a bottle range. And these are brewery only. I'm almost positive they're brewery only. I don't think they get distributed. So if you can't get to the brewery or you don't know somebody who has one or can't trade for it, then you're probably not going to see this one. But if you do, or you have great friends like I do in the form of Jeff, then you can get your hands on it. And I would say if you wanted to trade for it, well worth doing so because these are delicious. I do like the Nothing But Nib version a little bit better than this one, but both of them are nothing to sneeze at. They're absolutely delicious. So thanks again, Jeff, for this beer. Thanks to everybody for stopping by for another beer review. To the next one. Cheers.